Hey guys, Footy Manager TV here. Welcome to episode number 23 of my Leeds United FIFA 16 Career Mode series. And today, to kick off this episode, we have a crazy game. This is the first real challenge we have in this series so far. A game at home in the Premier League against Chelsea. Who thought this would have been the situation last season? We could be in the Premier League and playing against Chelsea as well. It's a big challenge, and we've got a better team. Also with Mbemba, something I realised, he actually has high attacking work rate, which is not ideal, but that's something that may be suitable for myself, how I like to defend with my centre-backs. You probably noticed that I do, push up a little bit, but I do that and I win the ball back a lot of the time. So you can still alter that with the team instructions as well, the player instructions, so you can make him stay back. So that still can be done if you want to. I'll just have to, do that and experiment. Here we intercepted, actually had a really good opportunity, tried to put the ball into Wood from Austin. Unfortunately, we couldn't. And you can see they have an injured player that's down on the ground. That is Aspilicueta. You see Charlie Austin just smashing into him, and he picked up an injury and actually got substituted off. But here it's Cuadrado who cracks one, and it comes off the crossbar. I actually wasn't expecting that to go that close. I thought it was just going to miss, and the goalkeeper was hoping for that as well. And Munir just blasted away there. I think that was from Diego Costa. Obviously, talking about work rates, he has low work rates, especially defensively. And that's why, he just gave up on him right there. So you can see it's a bit of a battle in midfield there. And Chelsea, they did sign John Stones. Pretty good signing for them. Realistic as well. One of the few. But now, Daniel Amaral. Hopefully he can come on and make a difference. He's probably our brightest prospect in terms of a youth player. Then again, Safak coming on. And Dongu Safak, he's our impact player, the super sub, the striker coming off the bench with pace. And talk about pace, Amaral just coming on, made the interception. We have to use the extra number here to finish, and maybe we could sneak this here. Charlie Austin, he stepped up and he scored another goal. He did the easy work. He just had to finish that. He just had to keep running, and we did get rewarded there. As I mentioned, I really like to press forward, put the pressure on the opposition, and that showed there. We get numbers running forward, and we had to really utilize the option there. Daniel Amaral, not sure if he would have scored, but in that situation, you have to take advantage, especially that's what we work for. That's what we have to go for when we're playing a better team. We have to go for the counter and that opportunity. Hard running at the end of the game definitely paid off. So that was a really big win for us, as I wasn't expecting to win at all. I was probably expecting to lose, being realistic. But it's not just that. Like Chelsea, they didn't really dominate us. Sure, they had a bit more possession, but most teams have possession generally when you play on Legendary. So that wasn't a major concern for me at all. We played really well. I thought we tried to create a lot of chances, and Dongu Safak, his finishing's only improving. I want that to maybe get to high 70s, and I'll be happy with that mixed with his shot power. He can score quite regularly, I like to think, coming on as that impact kind of player. Same with Daniel Amaral. He's the impact in the midfield. But next up, in the rest of the episode, really, it's going to be the transfer deadline day, and we're going to be looking to make some moves of players. So there's not going to be another game in this episode because there's so much transfer stuff going on. Brandon Barker is an interesting one, and because we don't have too much time left to actually scout the players or get full reports on the players anyway, I have to be a bit... just take the initiative really with the signings without knowing their exact quality, but I know around the mark how good they are and how much they'll be worth. Sirota right here as well. We're trying to offer him a contract once again, but the problem is we offer him 1 year and he says it's too long. You'll see that in the response. And obviously you can't offer less than a year. And a year's not even long anyway. Like I said, it's the least you can offer. Brandon Barker basically will be expected to sign for the club now on loan with the future fee as well below his value. So hopefully he could be a future signing. Just depends how much he develops through the season, if it will be worth it. And now this is where I'm going to put some offers in for a few wingers that could potentially also play as a striker as well. I think that's what we need. Obviously already brought in Munir So I think we just need that other option. Maybe we could rotate on the left side of midfield or even on the right side as well. There's Derricks. I feel this guy could be the cheapest with his contract running out at the end of the season and could definitely be a unique one as well. Daniele Verde as well. I'd like to think he could be pretty cheap, maybe lower rated than the others, apart from Derricks. But a couple of the other guys like Adama Traore will be a bit more, I would imagine anyway, judging off his overall and the team he plays for. But Brandon Barker, there we go, sign, accept, everything like that. Future fee, 1 million there if we do go on to sign him, or if we want to. We'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, both Adama and Teo, I think they would cost a bit more, so putting 3 million. And I didn't want to take no chances here. I didn't just want to go for one player. I have a few options here, about 4 players, and hopefully one of them will get accepted. Teo, obviously, again, Barcelona, he would probably cost a little bit more. Derek, still, we need to make another offer because it didn't get accepted. But I really think he could be the one in terms of being unique as well. I think he'll be a very good signing. So put in a 1.5 million offer. And also Verde from Roma. I'm not sure how good he is, though. It's really hard because we don't have the exact reports right now. But I have a general idea. It's really... I forgot to mention this on kind of the first day, or the first part of the new season. Does anyone miss the old system in FIFA a few years ago now, where you could just, before the GTN was added, the Global Transfer Network, I miss where you could just search for position and overall. I know it makes it more realistic now, but it was just so easy. Not easy in a bad way, though. It was really simple and enjoyable that way, because you could look for players you needed of your quality. So, yeah, it's very interesting what you guys may think about that. I really miss that old system. Like, you could search for players for your club's quality. Because when I scout for players' first team, a lot of them are better. They're too high. Their overall's too high, and obviously then the cost for those players will be too high. Like, they're players in that division, and they're just too good, and they cost too much. Like the majority of the players in the Premier League, so it makes it a bit harder. But you should be able to still find those players. But eventually the offer does get accepted. And Derricks we got for the cheapest, only 2 million. So he's the one we're going to gun for. We'll give him the 30k wages, a 4-year contract. And he'll probably be important first team player, I'd like to think. He's actually got really unique attributes, and his profile as well. We'll have to see if he does in fact sign, and if he joins a club, we'll show you that. And you can see some other top deals there. Leave your thoughts on those, but he's going to accept that 2 million. Even without seeing his value, I think obviously that will be a bargain. It would have been below his value. So you can see there, he's a 73 overall, but we're going to show you his attributes in a second. And you can see some other players that join. You got Saint Maximin, you already know about him. Brandon Barker, he's pretty quick, like 89 acceleration, 86 sprint speed. He lacks in skill attributes. Hopefully can train that throughout the season. See, we could use the training to get him as a bargain if he can improve him this season. And he can be a good signing. We get under his value. But that's what I mean with Derricks. He's got high work rates. He's got 5-star weak foot, which I think is very, very underrated. And it's been underrated by myself in the past as well. I thought, 5-star weak foot, is it really that important? But trust me, it is. It is in my experience. The last couple of times I've used players like that. Skill moves is only 3, but that's not disastrous. You probably noticed I don't do so many skills, so that's where we talk about Bo Tucker here. Derricks will probably be a better player for me, and I think I'm saying his name wrong. I'm not 100% sure with Derricks, so yeah, make sure you leave in the comments. Bo Tucker, like I said, 5-star skills, but I don't really use him that effectively because I'm not like a 5-star skiller kind of person. I like to pass a bit more. And that's how I score my goals. Because of being realistic as well. You don't see skills like every single game from players. But now we have an opportunity to sign a 5-star judgment scout, which is most important. I always like to mention that in case there's any new viewers to my video to give a tip. The other one doesn't really matter unless you're searching for a specific type, which some people do. So you may want to go for that. Like if you're searching for a specific type, like a defender, an attacking player like a striker or whatever, that's when experience comes into play. But judgment for me is most important. And here, with the money remaining now, I was looking for the cheapest player I could possibly sign. Of course, it'll still be decent. Eric Palmer-Brown from Sporting KC. He's only 19 years old, and you can see his attributes. He's more of a quicker centre-back. He's not that great in his technical attributes, in his skill attributes for a centre-back, but that's where we could train him because he's a 19-year-old. He's got high defensive work rate and low attacking work rate. He could also play as a defensive right-back if we want to hold on to a lead, and he's got that quickness about him, and that will keep... Hopefully, anyway, that will keep developing, but I would really want to train him a lot. He'll be on cheap wages. He's a guy who probably won't play too much in the first season. He's going to be kind of a prospect for us. We're going to train and hopefully develop his defensive attributes, and maybe in the following season he could be decent, or maybe in the future make a profit off of him. Just improve him as a player. Cheap signing as well, 800k, the first offer as well. I'm pretty happy. I thought we would have to pay above his value as he's a young player, wasn't running out of his contract, and the thing is, yeah, I probably will keep him because Bamba, I don't think I'll extend his contract for another season. And yeah, Palmer Brown only 19, 6'1", United States. I think he's a prospect player, as I mentioned. He's not a guy to come in as a first team player, but this season he's going to be trained, and I see him as that option, like from the United States. Obviously, United States is a big sporting country, and you always know about those players like coming through a draft, and you talk about that like with the American football, like NFL and in the NBA as well. I feel like he's one of those prospects for me, just to treat it that way because he is from America. But here, look at that. That was a Scouter future star player, that French guy. 81 maximum potential. I had to release him right away. That's probably the worst one I've gotten. Leave in your comments what has been your worst Scouter future star. Last season was amazing, obviously, with the player we got. But this season, I don't think I've got one that bad before. I was mind blown that how could he be that bad? And considering, like we got last season, we got an amazing player through who's making impact in the first team right now. 5-star skiller as well. Absolutely amazing in Amaral. So, leave your thoughts. What's the worst Scouter future star player you've got? So now we're going to be both scouting England and Australia for the youth players again. And again, to remind you, I don't need to remind you if you're a Leeds United fan, don't forget Mark Viduka. Maybe a bit hesitant of mentioning Harry Kewell, but still they're both Australian. And to kind of, get those into the team, to be a bit realistic and for my own enjoyment as well. It's a good mix. So if you're enjoying this series, don't forget to drop a like on the video. It helps the channel a lot and this series as well if you want to see some more videos. And I'll see you guys in the very next one.